Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Random Thoughts with Michelle, and I am so glad you joined us today. Today, I have a long-distance friend. We've never, ever met in person, but she is always on every live I do. She's always commenting, and I checked in and found out, she's a psychologist from India, and she's a transformational speaker, and I wanted all of you to meet her. And, well, are you out there? If you're out there,
Yeah.
do me a favor. I want you to comment and say where you're from, and if you're watching, where you're from, who you are, because if you're not part of StreamYard, it won't tell us your name. And so we would love to know who's commenting and from where. So thank you so much for joining us. Today we have Miss Gurleen, and She's a transformational speaker, she's a psychologist, and she is my friend. I would like you to know that she does clinical psychology, social education, but her passion is in relationships. And that is what we wanted to talk about today, because with all of this lockdown and all this extra stress that's happening in the world, I asked Gurleen, what can we talk about? And she said, right now, relationships are a big deal. So please welcome my friend Gurleen.
Hi, Michelle, and hi, everyone. I welcome you all to this live, and I thank God enough that we are connected despite the physical distance, And during this time, what a great time it is to actually talk about relationships. And I really feel that good relationships take a lot of effort. People don't give priority to their relationships. They are just bothered about their work, routine, task, earning money. I believe relationships give us life, man. It's like commitment, compromise, forgiveness, all the efforts packed into one. You really have to give a lot of time and mental thoughts into it. So, Michelle, I believe in America, it's the same as in India. There are certain things which people don't talk about, like sex. There are certain things which people still feel hesitant to talk about. So I feel the public who's watching us live, they can actually come and talk about all those things which are still left untapped, untapped potential in the areas of relationships. We have to really open up like a balloon so that we do not have some deadly diseases like cancer. I'm sure that you can talk about it and ask me as many questions as you want. But I believe communicating is the only medium to reach out to a larger audience. And why not? Whether it's India or whether it's any country, I believe talking about relationships should come really very easy. I believe that's something that actually calls for a voice out. I mean, and what better a show than yours, right? Because you are an international speaker, right? With Gary, Biera, all doing wonderful job. I believe for a man and a woman, actually, when talking about love, it's all about gender differences that people are creating, the stereotypes revolving in their mindset. I believe a man is more practical about love, whereas a woman needs a verbal expression. So let me talk about things that actually one needs to do, one needs to delve in to reignite the romance. And I'm sure that you must be having something in your mind to, ask me. So you can just ask me anything and I'll be able to answer to the audience. What do they would want to answer, or what do they want to listen to,
Okay, well, we'll ask a few questions, but the first one that's on my mind, because I've heard so much from people when I've been on my broadcast or on other people's broadcasts, people say, in this, with the whole world being locked down, there's so much stress. And I didn't realize that, my spouse, my partner, we don't really get along anymore. And is it because of the stress, or is it because we didn't have that foundation? Why is it different now that we're together and we don't have any other outlet? I thought I loved them, or I thought we were together forever, but when we got locked down, everything.
I believe that some people, like the percentage of the people who have the monotonous life routine, like the ones who are going out and they're coming inside for working, right? Like you, the extroverts who have always been out and doing all the things outside. Now they come inside and they are locked up inside 24 hours, seeing the same face and the monotonous routine they are doing. They quite get familiar with each other. But on the same hand, I have witnessed people that they are saying that they have actually improved on their relationship, the percentage of divorces is 54%, I believe. But if you see the University of Georgia in Denver, I think they're doing a lot of research work, and I've come to know some psychologists are doing really good work. So they say that when you're together, you need to bring some kind of recreational activities, seeing a movie together, maybe during the lockdown, or seeing something that actually brings those lost memories back, like the days of courtship, people can sit down and remember, open their albums up, and they can have a cup of coffee, or when it's raining or something, like, they can start a cookery class together. They can start something that's different, that they must not have done when they're doing something which is outside their rims. So going out of comfort zone, it's basically trying and testing each other out, living the courtship days again. I think it's a better way to do it. I mean, it's a very positive way to look at it, the things. I mean, at a wider angle, if you see, in the worst situation, if you see the silver lining, I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful because it is a historical change. It's a beautiful thing to even practice. And I believe when you love yourself, even if someone is sitting in the room, you would transfer that love. It's all about loving yourself, and then you can love others. I mean, I don't think so that loving yourself each day is monotonous. I believe it creates a lot of energy field around you, and you can throw that to your partner as well. I'm sure that partners also get bored seeing your face every single day. I mean, what next to do? I mean, seeing the calendars, the dates going here, when is the lockdown just opening, the mental lockdown is happening. People are not realizing it's social distancing. It's not mental lockdown.
Yes.
It's not mental lockdown. We need to open our mindsets. It's just a physical distance that's harming us because we haven't ever been in that angle ever before. Anything which is new, anything which is any catastrophe, any calamity, anything for that matter is a challenge. Why to take struggles as struggles? Why can't we just take it as a challenge? Boss, all the creations and innovations happen when they are, challenges we face. I mean, speaking up, I had a challenge in my life. I had a divorce battle. And in India, it's a taboo to talk about that. I mean, I was walking with 6 inches heels in the court and signing the papers because it doesn't serve my purpose. When in relationship, you're stagnating and there's physical abuse or mental harassment, why would anybody would want to remain in a stagnant position? I don't understand what suffocates anybody. Why would that person be there in a relationship, have psychological freedom? Why cannot we choose psychological freedom over the stagnancy, the physical abuse, the mental harassment, and causing a lot of distress not only to ourselves, but to others around us?
Exactly. And what I told people with this whole lockdown was, if you're locked down and you're getting bored, what did you love about them in the first place? Have date nights in your domicile. Have special dinners in your domicile. Feed the romance that you thought was gone. Find it again.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
When you were courting, you always wanted to be alone together. Oh my gosh, you always wanted to be alone together. Well, the universe
Wonderful.
said, as you wish.
I mean, there is a researcher in University of Georgia. I'm in Denver, Colorado itself. I think Arthur Aaron. I've read about him. He's talked about that as a relationship researcher. He's said that if you've lost the spark in the relationship, right, then you need to bring something different to that angle, some ways to do things differently, so that it could be going on a trip later on after the lockdown. It could be watching a movie, it could be anything. It could be picking up something which you together can delve into, because in the brain center you have some dopamine releases. You have, like, when you laugh or when you're positive, there's oxytocin release. So the chemical reactions that happen in the brain are conditioned. When you condition them to some happy serotonin levels, then actually you're igniting the sparks for having a healthy relationship. So we are talking about being healthy mentally and physically. Why cannot we talk about being healthy in a relationship? I truly feel that there should be a barometer to talk about health of your relationship. What is, boss, your relationship status right now? Is it, even if you're single, you should be happy. Even if you are going out with someone, you should be happy. Do not mistake dating as a relationship. There's a difference. There's a thin line. People do mistake dating as a relationship thing. They feel that they expect a lot from the other party. So why not just let things be free? When you set someone free, that's the time they realize that what are they looking into themselves. You have to have an insight into yourself that I truly follow. If you know yourself, and if you really do not know yourself, go and check out with a psychologist. Get yourself, get your positives and your negatives counted for. If you do not know yourself, if you're so confused in your life, how would you be picking up on a partner, that's matching your shared values and goals?
Exactly. And I want to tell you real quick, we've got a couple people who said hello. So we have
Hi.
Beata said hello.
Hi, Beata. I love you so much, dear. Thanks for coming.
Darren says right on.
Oh, thanks, Darren.
And Mark says he wants to catch it with the entirety later, so he'll catch us back, come back to us.
Wonderful, wonderful. He's my new friend. I would just definitely get back to him after this show. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I really want to thank Gary. I want to thank Beata. I want to thank all the international, especially the Denver people. Yeah, they're my friends. I just love them.
I'm about to say, you haven't come here yet. You'll have to come out because you know a lot of people from Colorado. But you said something that I thought was very, very important, and I would really like to dive deeper into that. I've met so many people who really believe that just the simple dating is a relationship where they're looking for that other person to fulfill them. And so when we got locked down, they were all alone, and they went, I can't do this alone. I'm all alone. And my answer to them was, love yourself.
Exactly.
And you're never alone. And that other person is not a fulfillment of it. They're if you need that person so badly in your life, what is missing out of you that you need to work on? So what do you think about that?
I really think that we have to have an insight. There's a very great saying that when you are lonely, or when you're actually looking for peace, like people say that they follow meditation to, come out of their distress and everything. When you're alone, that's the time to pick up your journaling habit, like Beata talks about it. I believe, why don't you journal out your strengths and weaknesses? There you catch hold of where you are going wrong. If you have an insight as to where you are faltering, it could be, getting angry over certain things. It could be your mood symptoms. It could be due to anything, especially for women. It could be a menopausal thing. It could be, a PCOS thing. It could be anything, a PCOD, anything, any operative things, or any substance abuse, or anything which is causing them irritation in their own mindset. So they can easily throw the blame on the other party. Why? I mean, if you know that weakness is yours, you improve on it. It's the time. This isolation time period is to pick up on your weak points to improve yourself, rather than pinpointing the other party. In a relationship, never pinpoint. Never say I, you. I mean, take it as we.
And I say, when you're pointing your finger, the other fingers are pointing back towards you. Uh-oh, I think we just lost signal on you, Gurleen. If you can hear me, sign right back in. So I'm on my own. So back onto this is, we've been talking about relationships, and when you are finding an issue in a relationship, when you're pointing your finger at the other person doing you this, you because of you, remember that the other three fingers are pointing in your direction. So when you're having an issue, you've got to remember, what part do you play in that issue? And that is where you need to work together and on your own, right?
Exactly. So there's been a question which people quite often ask me, like, why does sex decline in the marriage? There are many reasons. There are many reasons. There could be health issues. There could be the presence of children. And there could be there could be boredom. There could be unhappiness in the marriage itself. You're not happy with yourself, darling. How will sex happen? It's just like you're not giving it priority itself. It's something like it's a national health and social survey that has found that married couples have more fulfilling sex than a single one. And there's a stereotype that single people enjoy more. I believe no, boss. Look, the statistics and the research shows something. I mean, if there is no sex marriage, why don't you see a doctor? I mean, there has to be a point where you feel the need of help. I mean, what is the harm in asking for help? I mean, it should be something that should be accessible. I mean, there could be reasons, after childbirth, the woman is not wanting to have sex. I mean, what can the person do to bring back the romance? Why don't you delve yourself into the house chores? Start doing something which excites the female, and she feels more loved and concerned and cared for, so that she can bring back the love inside, and then she shouldn't be fearing the sex. And why not, sometimes take sex as, even if you're not in the mood, why don't you do it? It becomes a conditioning of the mind. Maybe that becomes a priority later on. And that's the main factor for divorce these days, by the way. I mean, sex.
Is
If you
lack,
don't
yeah,
have
lack
sex,
of sex, or yeah, the insistence of, yeah.
yeah,
It's
if a man is
around
having a
it.
low sex drive, I mean, low testosterone levels could be checked on, some erectile dysfunction issues, menopausal issues, some depression. Side effects of the medication can also cause the, sex levels to be decreased. I mean, some antidepressants like Praxil and Prozac, they cause a lot of, issues with the mindset, and the hormones change. So how to get sexless marriages back in the bedroom? Talk about your desires, have fun together, share experiences, how you fell in love in the initial beginning, hold hands, caress often, touch, hug, have sex even if you do not want to. That's what I said. There's flood of chemicals happening in the brain. So right amount of sex is the amount that makes both partners happy. There is no set standards, no parameters. A prescription for a better sex life is like, start talking about it. Just do it even if you're not in the mood. Make time for sex. If you have time for affairs, boss, then you have time for sex. Make sex a priority. People mistake this, make sex a priority. So amidst the work, this is also something that a partner is wanting. Talk about it. Ask your partner what he or she wants. This comes as a challenge for many couples, believe you me, and they hit upon divorces. So we can resolve these issues if we really talk about it. So Dr. Hatfield is a relationship pioneer in the field of psychology, and he's done a lot of research in Hawaii. So he says men and women have much more in common than they actually think or realize. They just tend not to talk about it. They don't talk about to each other. Simple exercises that he's talked about, and I quite easily give it to my clients as well. Find 2 pieces of paper and 2 pen. Sit down with your partner. Each of you can write down 5 things you want more during the sex with your partner. So answers should focus on the behavior you desire, like being talkative. Some people really like during the sex being talkative, romantic, the tender touch, being experimental or adventurous. This is the main difference, where it actually shows, the research shows, it begins from the sexual desire, from where it arouses. For a woman, the behavior outside bedroom matters too. I mean, they want the partner to be warmer, helpful in their lives, and verbal expressions like compliments. They want both in and outside the bedroom. Whereas men, they only want their wives to initiate sex more often. They want their wives to be more open, less hesitant in the bedroom. So there is a difference in thought process. When it can be resolved, I think issues can be resolved.
Well, and
It's
what's
like,
really, really neat about that, what you said is, men want the action at that
yeah,
time. The
yeah,
women,
exactly.
what a lot of men don't realize is that the women are building that connection throughout every day, every moment. Men, if you're out there listening, you're probably out there listening, you laugh about this, but really, every caress, every time you walk by and touch the base of her back, every time you hold her hand, every time you say, "Oh, honey, thank you so much," any of that is all foreplay in a woman's mind. And
Exactly.
and if you did this on a consistent basis, you would have your wife, your woman, your spouse, whatever she is to you, constantly ready for whenever you are ready. And that's what
Exactly.
the secret is the level of attention. Men, it's the act. Women, it's the buildup of the
It's a
act.
build-up. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
build-up of the act. You need to make the women feel comfortable, right? There has to be a lot of mental work. Yeah. With men, it's more of the logical, practical, and everything. So when we know these genders are approaching things in a different way, then why not in the mind we have this while we are dealing with a relationship? Why are we pointing fingers? That's the point. So when they come to a psychologist, even for the premarital counseling, it's not necessary. Keep your mind open. You have come with a partner, but that partner could not really be your partner for the long term. You have come to analyze yourself. If you don't know yourself, first of all, come individually, then come along with your choice, and then sit around and see whether your long-term goals, financial goals, everything, that needs clarity. That needs clarity.
And
If
that's
you
what's
cannot,
important about having a psychologist in your life, because, I mean, you know it, and I know it as speakers. Communication is key, and so much disagreement, so much misunderstanding comes from assuming what the other person is thinking and feeling. And that's where you see a lot of divorcing, because one is assuming they don't love them because they don't want to have a sexual relationship, and the other one is saying they don't love me because they never build onto it. They just want me for a body, and they can do that with anything, you know. And so
Anything.
it's the misconceptions of relationship. And to find each other, especially nowadays with the lockdown and more free time, is to combine those needs, wants, and misunderstandings, speak to each other, and connect again. Now is the time to build a relationship.
Yeah, true. And I've been often asked a question like how to control having many affairs, the infidelity question. You know, many people come up with saying, oh, he's twice, you know, yeah. So I would say, please suggest, if you really want to keep your relationship for the longer term, limit your opportunities that might allow you to stray. You know, plan ahead for the temptation, like develop some coping strategies to stay faithful to your partner. And that is how you would be building on a long-term relation. If you worry that you're vulnerable, you know, please, I will say, condition your mind, practice some resistance strategies. That's the thing to practice. Start developing a picture of your beloved in the mind. If you're belonging to that person, keep that picture in your mind. Might as well help you in restraining or refraining yourself from approaching the temptation. You know, because obviously the grass is always looking greener on the other angle. On the other side, you always see, oh, she's a beautiful woman walking on the street. I really need to talk to her. I really need to go and
you didn't see her when she woke up before the makeup, or what she's like every day when she gets tired. Yeah, and like you were saying earlier, is everything takes work. Everything is it takes an effort. And so if let's say if every morning you have a routine, you always do your yoga, you always work out, you always do it, you need to do the same thing with your relationship. What can you feed your relationship with? Basically, you have to work on sex. And if you talk to your partner and said, you know, listen, what are we missing here? I feel like something's missing. And don't get it in an escalating fight, but I feel like I'm not giving something to you. What do you want? And open that dialogue. What do you want?
True.
Because what happened earlier in your relationship could have changed and has grown into something else. And maybe they do now, like talking in the bedroom, you know, or whatever that alteration has changed as you've been matured, or your relationship has changed in, you know, financially or whatever, or the kids have moved out. What has shifted that you can use to your benefit in the bedroom, honestly?
Very true, exactly. And there's one researcher who says, to the psychology professor, Dr. Aaron, he says, you know, there's a new term called self-expansion. Explore the possibilities. Try to tap into the feelings of self-expansion. It lifts the level of commitment. When you do something new, it actually sparks those feelings to, you know, evolve the relationship. The relationship grows and the conflict is reduced. So every conflict actually presents an opportunity to improve a relationship. That's what I feel. I really feel.
Well, and that works with everything. Change is never easy. Okay, it's always going to challenge you, and it could be physical challenges or whatever. But in a relationship, challenge is good. It might not be, it's kind of scary, but it's good because it brings you to a whole new level. And like you were saying before, building the habit of the relationship, building a habit of having a sexual relationship with your partner. And to remember what you love so much about them, so that when you do get strayed to the other one, or to a stranger on the road, remember, who do you truly love? Who did you just say you loved? Well, why? Remember why.
Yeah, and there's a very beautiful research where I read that, you know, Dr. Gottman says that learn to fight constructively. I really liked his words. How to start a fight. You know, in the initial minutes of the fight, you come to know whether this partner is going to go for the longer term or not. You need to control your behavior in the first few seconds. Check upon the complaint. Identify the complaint that you're talking about, not the criticism. You know, avoid.
I like this quote. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. And
wonderful.
Yeah, that's not just for, you know, business or whatever. It's in your relationship too. Relationships grow. When you are in a relationship, you are another human. You know how they combine. You are one.
Yeah.
Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. I like that.
Yes. And also there's one more thing, like, you know, people think that they can talk verbally anything, even the body language counts when you're fighting. Do not show eyes. Don't roll out your eyes to your partner. That's more often seen. It evokes a feeling of hatred. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I have
It's
to answer
bad.
Jimmy. He says, please pardon my blush.
Oh my God. Jimmy, we are not pardoning you for the blush, though we do pardon because we're on the show, live show. Hi. Anyways, we'll get
Yeah,
back to you later.
join the
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah. Join the conversation.
And Chanel says hi. I don't know if you know Chanel. She
Oh,
says hi.
yeah. Hi, Chanel. That's nice. That's nice. I'm actually forming new friends from Denver, right? I
Yeah.
already have a lot of them. Teralyn. Hi, good morning, Teralyn.
No, Teralyn. No, Chanel
Yeah, I know
is not
Teralyn.
from Colorado. I knew her because I met her when I went to the Women's Economic Forum in New Delhi.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. So
Yeah,
I guess
she's the one who tied my sari because I didn't know how to tie my sari.
Oh my God. That's okay. That's okay. You these days get those saris where you can, they're the pleated ones. You just slap it on. Yeah.
Yeah, but Chanel knew how to do it all, so she did it for all of us. We were.
So that's good. So I think half of the Denver, truly after Gary, Beata, I mean all these people I'm knowing now, and you, I think I'll be forming many more new friends. I'll be really happy to have them.
You're connecting to a lot of the people in the Breakthrough Business Mastery Bootcamp and the Breakthrough Speaker Mastery Bootcamp that I do with you.
I so wish Gary is watching this later on and he says, Gurleen, you're invited. Please come on my live show.
Well, I beat him to it. I invited you first. And the thing is I wanted you on my live. And then what we'll do next time is I'll have you come on to the podcast, MentalShift. And we'll do a longer version there. But I wanted everyone to have a taste of who you are, what you do, and how if they reach out to you, they can help themselves. You see, here is her. This is Gurleen. You can write her and ask her questions or connect with her. She is an international psychologist. She can go over border lines. Just because she's in India doesn't mean you can't reach out to her. And reach out to Gurleen. And Gurleen, how do you say it? Is it Khokhar? Khokhar?
Yeah, it's Khokhar. Khokhar.
Okay. And reach out to her because don't be embarrassed. Everyone has relationship issues sometimes in their life. And it's okay to have issues. That's called growth. And it's okay because that means things are changing and it'll evolve. For those of you who are like me and over my 50s, who we were in our 20s.
You're still young. Come on.
What?
You're still young. Don't call yourself over 50s. Yeah,
I am over 50. But what I'm saying is that who I was at 20 is definitely not the person I am at 50. Now, what about you? I, for one, am far more happy with the person I am at 50, an older person. So in your relationship, when you're looking at the younger version, like, oh, we used to have so much fun together. Oh, our sexual relationship is so amazing. And now that we're older, it's not. It's not because you haven't been feeding it all along. So I want you to think of it as aging as a human, aging as a relationship. Things alter as you get older. Things change as you mature. Same with their relationship. And sometimes you need an outside view in order to understand what's going on.
True.
Gurleen,
outside view is that always feel that the desire is there. If the desire is there, the flame is burning. Believe you me, you get an opportunity, it's a golden opportunity, be it anyone. I still prefer, there are people coming to me and they say, is extramarital affair, you're promoting extramarital affairs. I say, no, it's not promotion of extramarital. But if you feel that there is substance abuse happening, you're going and committing suicide, is that better, or is having a mental openness more important with a friend? Call a friend, converse, date around. I believe that's more fun. That's more fun. What's the harm? I believe all the men would be happy to listen to this, that dating a woman outside a marriage is not a big problem. I'm in for it. I believe that there should be some kind of variety in life, There has to be. They are made like that. You see the kings of the olden times, the mythologies and everything, they talked about it. If in India, if a man goes and talks to about 5 women, I mean, the wife goes like, why?
Actually, if you think about it, the animal kingdom's that way too. There's only very few animals that that mate for life. like the
Yeah.
wolf, and I think even the lion pride has multiple females to one man. So
You know why? You know why? Because there's a problem here. In the women's psyche, there is jealousy, envy. So when we envy anything, we are possessive about it. Don't try to possess anyone. That is where one goes wrong. I mean, never possess. Never possess anything. True love never possesses. It sets you free. There's psychological freedom. Even if you're a man and you are having a great relation, even if he goes out and meets 100 women, he back of the mind knows when he'll come back to you, he'll be yours.
So,
he'll be yours.
Well, I have to put a caveat for those of you who are listening and my followers. I do not go home and say, Michelle said it's okay to have. No, I did not say that. I did say
Yeah. We aren't saying that. We aren't journalizing that. We're just saying that if it is like people are committing suicides, there's pressure in the marriage.
If you've gotten so bad and so miserable, then do something
then
about
actually it. Forming friends, calling them over, enjoying, going out, or a mental outburst is very important. Believe you me, I've been solving cases where people are broken and they say we are ready to commit suicide. At least it's better than that.
Wow.
Better than that. Yeah. So I'm just not talking about those cases, but I know for that, this is the seriousness of a problem.
It is. I mean, I've heard so many people, it's extreme. Either they're done with their marriages and they want to move on to someone else or nothing at all. Or the other one would be, we are getting along better than we ever have. I was about to leave him or her. And then we got locked down and suddenly I found that, what was really distracting him and not loving me was work, or what was distracting her and I thought she didn't love me was because she thought I was ignoring. I mean, so it's done two things. This isolation has brought many together and separated another half. And so it's bizarre to see that change.
Exactly.
And it's honestly, it's the more mature group that they learned to talk more and came back. The younger group is the one
I'm cutting you short, Michelle. What really needs to be the relationship angle should be the emotions need to be regulated.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a balance about emotions. People think only intelligence into account when relationships is counted. I believe you need to have insight into yourself. You need to have, emotions regulated. You need to be communicating. You need to have mutuality. When you take decisions together, you can never go wrong. I mean, before the courtship, if you're dating and it enters into a long-term relation, take the relationship as a goal. Take it as a priority to talk everything to your partner, whether it's fun, whether it's going out, your girl gang is going out having fun. Your partner should be knowing about it. I think knowing is a better way to say that when you are taking decisions together, you still stay together. Even then, you do not point fingers at the other party, even if you go wrong. He will support you or she will support you in the longer run.
And the envy does not happen. Like you were saying, a lot of women get very jealous. But if you really know your partner, there's no jealousy.
Yeah, I'm sure that that doesn't only happen with the women against the men. I believe a woman is to support a woman. These days, if I see that a woman is going forward in the corporate sector or something in business, even like we are having a international live, I don't know how many of the friends would be truly very happy that, oh, Gurleen has reached Michelle, Gary, everyone, she's reached the global horizons. I really feel that we need to let this jealousy feeling creep down, the women segment. We need to push the women forward. We need to, as women, we need to realize we need to change our mindsets. We really need to. We need to work on it. I really believe that. It's not that the gender is, generalized, but I'm seeing more of it. Like the percentage of the women not wanting the other woman to settle down well in the married lives, like mother-in-laws, They need to understand that the education starts from the home itself, the basic things. If a mother in the family teaches a boy about how to do the house chores, I believe the role reversals can balance the relationship in the future. A husband can make a cup of coffee. He can cook a meal for the wife.
Yeah. He can pick up a broom every once in a while. Well, I'm serious. If you want the bedroom to be a more happy place, a more willing place, help more. And it goes the other way for women. If you're the one who works out and your husband is the one who stays home, that does happen in America a lot, is remember the other way around. Whoever feed the other one's soul, whatever it is, feed it.
Yeah. I think it's every day, like the people say that love is something which is like, love is unconditional. It's a state of being. Relationship is a state of being. You need to work on it every day. There's no end to it. There is no standard measure of it that this relationship is better than that one. No, you need to work on it every day. There has to be, challenges you'll be facing. A car, a tire of a car punches. If it punches, boss, you need to repair it. You need to have a Stephanie.
It's a relationship. You need to keep it afloat. Whatever, it could be friendship, it could be a marriage, a partnership, whatever it is. A ship needs to be afloat. You need to fix the holes in the ship. And if you see a hole in your relationship, fix it. Don't jump into another boat.
Exactly. But there are extreme cases, like, where there's mental harassment, there's physical abuse, there's forced sex, or there's, a lot of mental harassment. Then, if the person is deceiving too much, like, then you need to think about it. Then you again go to a psychologist.
If it's just annoyance, then you need to fix it. But if it's seriously dangerous for you, no, that's a whole different story.
That's a whole different story, yeah.
And if you have that going on and you're listening, reach out to Gurleen. I'm going to put her email back up again. Reach out to Gurleen.
Yeah, please. And GurleenKhokhar@gmail.com. That's it. People can reach out to me. Yeah. So I'm sure that the cases I'm solving from London, and I'm very sure that I don't want to name them, but then these are the things which we are talking about is something serious. People need to look into it, delve into it. The topic we have picked up, relationships with Michelle Maras, I believe it's a global problem. It's a global problem. It's a global problem.
And remember, we need to open the problem isn't always the women, okay? We're talking from a women's point of view, but sometimes men are having issues or they're emotionally strained, so they, erectile dysfunction happens. And there's a lot of things coming from both sides. So remember, it takes two people to have it takes two to have a relationship, and it takes two to speak and talk to each other to find out what that relationship is about and what we can, you can move forward with. And
with a little humor. It takes two to tango.
Yes.
So two to tango.
Do you have any last thoughts you'd like to share with the audience?
Well, I believe that I would just want the audience to know that if you have the courage and if you have the confidence to resolve any issue, believe you me, if you have the patience, if you have the courage, and if you have the confidence to ask for help, that's everything packed in one. If you have that, then go ahead, whether it's a relationship, whether it's any professional phase of your life, just go ahead, mark the beginning. Taking the initiative is where people lack. You never take the initiative. That's where you just, this is a lockdown. Boss, when you don't take the initiative, you will never venture out. If you don't open the door, nobody can come in. So in relationships as well, if you do not explore the various avenues to meet people and socialize, you would not come to know who is better for you, what is in store for you. Do not lock yourself up into your comfort zone. Move out of it. Move out of it. Move out of your comfort zone. Whether you are in a relationship, whether it's stagnating, make friends. You'll come to know where you are going wrong. Maybe the friends can guide you well. Maybe their relationships are going really well. Maybe they can give you a tip or two, if not a counselor. I mean, take a second opinion always and exhaust all the best alternatives that you have before ending up a relationship, before putting it on the papers. Exhaust all the various alternatives. And then take a leap into it, because believe you me, everything which you lose, you gain something from it. But if you do not improve by losing on something, then you are still stagnant. The problem is within you. You need to solve that and resolve that.
Yes. And what I always say is work on yourself, become the best version of you. Here, let me put that in there. Be the best version of you. Because when you love yourself and be the best version of you, you draw to the people that you want in your life. And if you are looking for a partner, you will draw the person you truly want. But if you're hiding behind a mask and pretending to be something else and expecting to find love, you're going to find the wrong love. You're going to find the
nothing is right and wrong in a relationship. Everything is imperfect. We need to find the imperfections to be really perfect for ourselves. We need to explore. We need to go out. We need to correct ourselves, improve ourselves. to maintain that in our life. We need to appreciate ourselves. So let's explore ourselves first before exploring others, pointing others, criticizing others. We are here, we can help, and we should seek help. And I think counselors are doing great job, whether it's in India or in abroad. I believe they should be given the due respect. Like in the yesteryears, people never used to go to psychologists. They only know psychiatrists. I believe they go hand in hand. Like the needles of the clock, psychologists need to be there to analyze the behavior before you actually prescribe the drugs. That's where the things go wrong.
Yeah.
Don't take the drugs. Get your behavior analysis done. Go to a psychologist and assure yourself that you are improving on your behavior. Be honest in relationships. Be honest to yourself.
Be honest
and start. Yeah, honesty is really.
And the reason I said that is because I've met many people who were pretending to be someone else because they wanted to be someone else and not true to themselves. And then when they got the partner they have, they went, this isn't the partner I wanted. Well, that was the partner that was attracted to the person you were pretending to be.
Exactly.
And, so
I truly feel, Michelle, that you be your own role model. I don't have a role model. I used to watch Winfrey Oprah shows. I'm quite a big fan of her, I like her. I like Michelle Obama. I really like. I appreciate people, but I'm quite confident in my skin. Even if I'm lean, trim, I really love myself. I could not think of me beyond myself. That's the definition, I would say. People should love their bodies. It's like a temple. You don't need to go to a temple to, take the feel of a God. God is within you. You need to do your work. You need to do your good deeds and things will fall in place.
Exactly.
You just need to keep moving. Yeah, you just need to keep moving.
Inside of you. So everyone who joined us live, thank you so much. And if you like what you heard and what you were listening to, and for the one who was blushing, Jimmy, share, like, and share again, because people need to realize that relationships are the core of all of us. It may be friendships, love ships, marriage ships, whatever the ship is.
It should sail. It should sail. It should sail.
Yes, it needs to sail. So share this message. And if you want to talk and you want to ask some questions, write Gurleen. Her email's right there on the bottom of our screen. And until the next time on Random Thoughts with Michelle, have a good
till then, lots of hugs and kisses and flying kisses. To all the people in the Denver, Colorado, and all the distressed ones right now, all we can give is love. Love begets love. Yeah.
Okay. And if you want to hear more and see more of the shows, please go to my YouTube channel or go to my website, which was also on my name, michellemoras.com. You have all the links to every social media I have and all the different videos that are up. So have a great week, everyone, and take care. And until next time, be the best version of you.